Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Core. Today we're going to be covering the movie Heretic, which is actually in my top five, if not, probably my top three favorite A24 horror films. Heretic is just a really good movie. I love it. I've rewatched it I don't know how many times. I cannot get enough of just Hugh Grant's dialogue in that movie. So first, let's talk about who directed the movie, which was Scott Beck and Brian Woods. They co-directed the 2024 A24 horror thriller Heretic. I'm actually just reading a little Wikipedia right now. The film follows two Mormon missionaries, Sister Barnes and Paxton, who encounter a sinister Englishman named Mr. Reed, played by Hugh Grant. While I can't read that, proselytizing. Oops. The movie explores existential questions and concerns and tests the missionary's faith through a deadly game. Cast contains Chloe East, Sophie Thatcher, Hugh Grant, and Topher Grace. Except Topher Grace is not an important character in the movie, I think. Runtime is 111 minutes. Available to rent or buy on Amazon US and YouTube US. Honestly, if you haven't seen the movie, you should really go watch it. Uh, I, I know I was definitely annoying my wife not that long ago when we were rewatching it for the second or third time, and Hugh Grant opens the door and says a couple lines, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I love this movie." she goes, she goes, "All he did was invite them in." I'm like, I don't care. It's such a good movie. I love hearing the dialogue. That is something that if you want to sell me out a movie, just have good acting, have good dialogue, good line delivery, and I'm sold. If I can't stand when there's a movie that has a really good plot, really good practical effects, and then the line delivery is just so unbelievable. But had a budget of $10 million, which is quite a lot. That's actually more than I thought it had because there's not too much. I mean, there's some practical effects and the set design for it is amazing. The house looks beautiful. I love that library type room that they go in. It is a very beautiful set. I love it. But it did end up becoming a commercial success against the budget, grossing over $59 million worldwide. But opening weekend in US and Canada, it made 10.8 million, so only 800,000 more than the budget in US and Canada. But I mean, worldwide gross, that's a good amount. So it was successful. I mean, that's all there is to it. Where they filmed at though is interesting. So it did their filming locations, their key ones were Vancouver for some of the exterior scenes, like the city style shots in the beginning, where we see them, our two main characters, walking around offering pamphlets to people for Mormonism. I think that's what it is. It is Mormons, right? Shoot. I'm so unprofessional. I'm actually looking this stuff up in real time at 3:38 a.m. Squamish. Locations in Squamish were used during the production. Pitt Meadows. This is where most of the interior scenes was. The film utilized sound stages at the Pitt Meadows Airport for particular the interior house scenes. I would not have assumed. I actually would have guessed that this was somebody's house and I would want to stay in it for an Airbnb because like I said, it's a beautiful house. I'm so jealous of that library. It is amazing. But okay, let's talk a little bit more about the movie. Uh what actually happens and stuff like that. So the movie follows these two women that are on mission for the church that they are a part of. Sorry, I'm pouring myself another cup of coffee because I've got my coffee pot sitting on this table right next to me with my sugar and a spoon. So, yeah, because that's what you can do when you are an adult is just randomly put a pot of coffee next to you with sugar. Like I said, I'm very unprofessional right now. Uh, I think it might just be because I'm very new to this. I think next time I'm just gonna pour the sugar straight into the coffee pot and just drink out of the coffee pot. That might be the move next time. But also, I wonder what you guys drink. Y'all drink tea or coffee, energy drinks, pre workout, smelling salts, stuff like that. Sorry, my bad. ADHD, just random tangent. My bad. Okay, back to the movie. So the two women are like on mission to go and try and recruit members. Uh, and then they end up at Mr. Reed's house, played by Hugh Grant. I will be honest. He opened the door and I seen the two women standing there, and it immediately reminded me of the Human Centipede. And I'm like, oh god. So, and then they were like, have you heard of the church and do you want to join, that sort of thing. He's like, would you like to come in? And they're like, well, we can't unless you have like a female here or your wife, something like that. He's like, oh, well, she's just back there baking a pie. You don't have to hear cookware or anything, but she's here. Does my soulmate count as a roommate? I think they also say that like a roommate is uh acceptable. Like basically they can't be there alone. There has to be like another woman there. I want to say that was kind of the deal, which makes sense. I mean, you got to be at least a little bit careful because you don't want to go into a stranger's house. I know I wouldn't. And then he's like, "Okay, well, yeah, 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 come in." Also, there's metal in the walls and the roof. Is that okay? And they're like, "Yeah, that's fine." I'm sorry. Maybe it's the redneck brain in me, the like little bit of survivalist I've got. But as soon as I hear metal in the walls, I'm like, this guy's trying to block out signals. So that way I can't call for help. Okay. So, yeah, but they go in there and he starts talking, and then he's like, can you guess what kind of pie my wife is baking? They're like, is it blueberry? Blueberry pie. I'll be honest, if I smelled blueberry pie, I probably would have dropped my guard too, because I'm a fiend for some pie, especially blueberry, shoot, cherry, pecan, all of them. Love pie. But they come to find out that Mr. Reed is like a theologist where he just studies religion. He has a book on Mormonism, a very big leather bound book on Mormonism. I absolutely love the line, "You read more than I do, Mr. Reed," or "We should call you Mr. Reed." Like, it's so funny. I love it. Like, she is so like awkward, but it's realistic. Like, she has that real awkward type of thing to her acting where this feels kind of realistic. I know that would be like the dumb dad joke I would make. But he starts asking kind of questions like about polygamy, and then he makes kind of like a little argument, and then the one girl that makes the Mr. Reed joke. I think that one. Shoot, which one is that? Is that it's not it's not Paxton, is it? It's which one was that? I forget the names. Uh okay, I think she was Barnes. Let me look this up cuz I don't want to be wrong and I feel bad. Let's see. Heretic cast. Very professional. I know. Okay. Okay, it was Paxton. All right. Played by Chloe East. But basically Paxton is like very very passive. Like she does not confront Hugh Grant or Mr. Reed on anything he says if it's out of line, anything like that. Whereas Sister Barnes will kind of check him every now and again. And like she has very, very good face acting. Her name is it Sophie Thatcher? Yeah, Sophie Thatcher. Okay. So far she's actually been in quite a few movies the past couple years. She's been in Yellow Jackets since 2021. She was the older sister in the 2023's The Boogeyman. She was in 2025's Companion with Jack Quaid. Like she's kind of setting a name for herself in the horror genre. But yeah, Hugh Grant's asking about polygamy and trying to make his argument, and then he blows out the candle, and then it's like, well, let me go check on my wife, and that's whenever Sister Barnes spins the candle around, and it's actually a pretty cool shot where it like follows the candle to where it lines up with her face. So like whenever it starts, it's like her reaching out, grabbing the candle, and then her turning it, and then you kind of see on her face that what the candle says, and it's blueberry pie. The A24 store sells the same candle for 40 bucks. I have been having to tell myself no. I do not need to spend 40 bucks on a candle, but I'm more than likely going to give in one of these days because I really want to know what it's like. And I also heard that for the screen testing for Heretic, that they pumped in the AC like blueberry pie scent. I don't know how, but that sounds amazing. It would make me really hungry, but I know that if I'm watching this movie and then I'm smelling blueberry pie and they're talking about blueberry pie, be really cool. Uh, but so they basically know that he is a liar. So they try and check the door. Door's locked. It's not opening. So they gotta go find Mr. Reed. They lie and they said that they got a call back from the church saying that they need to come back. He's like, well, you don't need to lie to me. I told you about the metal in the walls and the roof. You couldn't have gotten a call. And ooh, that's a scary feeling. Like the guy that basically just trapped you here knows that you just lied to him, and then you're thinking that you might have made him mad with that. But yeah, okay. I think this is when it goes into the second room with all the books everywhere, the board games, the Monopoly games, stuff like that. Uh, they find out that he took the key out of Paxton's coat and put it in Barnes's coat, which I think was just a mistake on his part. I don't think it was actually planned. Maybe. I got no idea. But anyway, he's like, well, the front door is not going to open again because it's set on a timer and it doesn't open till morning. Can you do that legally to your house? Like I feel like that's seriously dangerous. It's like what if What if there's a fire, like at night? That's what I'm thinking of. Like, what if there's a fire at night? You can't leave. Well, he could probably find another way out. I'm sure this dude has like booby traps everywhere, or like trap doors and stuff. But in this room, he's got two doors, one on the left, one on the right. He said, now, one of these doors, or they lead out the back of the house. He said, one of you go through for religion, one of you go through for non-religion. And he starts making, these arguments against religion about how Jesus is based off of all these other uh divine beings from around the world and stuff. And then he starts talking about songs and how like there's songs that are rip-offs, and now he's talking about these different types of monopoly. And it's like, this is the book of uh Judaism. Sorry, I do not know how to say it. It's too early in the morning for me to try and talk about religion. I don't know why I'm covering this movie right now. It is not my favorite A24 film. It is maybe my third favorite, if not my second. Number one being Midsummer. Love that movie. It is one of the only movies I bought the director's cut for off the A24 store with the cool cloth case and everything. But I just really feel like talking. I mean, I love this movie. But they both go through one of the doors. I should have rewatched it last night to get a refresher because I do not remember which door they chose. I want to say they picked the religion door. I think they both went through the same door. Then now they're in like this damp, wet basement. And before you know it, there's a woman down there eating a blueberry pie that was poisoned with like three different poisons. And what happens when you eat a blueberry pie with three different poisons is you die. So this lady just drops dead. Hugh Grant is talking to the women, saying, now she is going to rise from the dead. She is a real prophet, and all this other nonsense. They look back down there and they see that her body has shifted. Like, she's now on a completely different side, you know? And they're like, well, we know that she's dead. I mean, memento mori is a thing, but I don't know if it'd kick in that fast. But also, the poisons might just come with some muscle twitching. Who knows? Uh, sorry, gotta take a sip of some coffee. Okay, I'm gonna start an ASMR after this. But basically, she ends up coming back, and it's like, oh my god, and she starts talking to like heaven, angels, all of it. It's not real. It's all fake or something like that. And this is when this random guy from the church is looking for the two women. Uh, gets to Hugh Grant's house. Turns out he lied. He can't open the door. He's been lying for a bunch of this, and actually Barnes was the one to confront him on him lying. And he's like, well, I mean, shoot, you already know that I lied about my wife and everything. You know that she's not real. So are you going to trust anything else that I say? I mean, which is fair. But okay, they find out that this woman swapped out the body of the other woman. This is not some prophet. It's not spiritual. It's not anything like that. It is just a man with women in his basement. I've got no idea how in the world he kidnapped these women and got them to do what he wants, even though she did go off script by saying it's not real. But before we know it, I think it's Sister Barnes that got killed. Uh, Let me look it up. Who died in Heretic? Okay, yeah, it was Sister Barnes. Yeah, Sister Barnes died. Uh, okay. Huh. Okay. I thought it was fake. Never mind. Okay. But Sister Barnes dies after being killed with a box cutter by Mr. Reed. It was very quick. It was very sudden. Like he just slit her throat, and then she dropped. And Mr. Reed is like, "Now don't worry, she's gonna come back." After he slits her wrist long ways quickly, but he's like, oh no, oh, she's not gonna come back. It's like, oh my god, this is great. It was such a twist. I was not expecting it. I was expecting a fight, you know, but then there's like this chase scene. Hugh Grant's chasing her, and she's trying to escape, and Sister Barnes. I do not believe that it was Sister Barnes. I do not believe that Sister Barnes had her wrist and throat slit open with a box cutter, and she somehow managed to hit Mr. Reed with a nailed plank of wood in the head after that, because that is when it happened. But yeah, so Paxton does make it out, and then there was a butterfly that landed on her fingertip, which I think, if I'm not wrong, is what she said she would do after she died. She said, Paxton said that she would become a butterfly and land on the people she cares about on their fingertip. So that way they knew she was there. So that's got to be Sister Barnes basically confirming the afterlife or reincarnation or something. But yeah, it is a very dialogue driven movie. I I loved every scene of this movie. This is a movie where I'm constantly looking forward to the next bit. If there's a director's cut, again, I'm going to have to look it up. If there's a director's cut, I really want to watch it. I hope there's like 30 added minutes, like it is just a good movie. But yeah, if you like dialogue, watch this. Hugh Grant does really good. Paxton does really good. Sophie Thatcher as Sister Barnes, she does really good. Pay attention to her too, because I got no doubt in my mind she's going to be in more horror movies. I think this is kind of her genre right now, especially after Companion 2025. That's a really good movie. Uh, I didn't watch the trailer or read the description or anything. I just watched it, and it took turns that I did not expect. But so yeah, uh, like I said in the bonus episode, this is kind of the plan for this week and next week, and probably the week after, where I'm only going to be covering A24 horror films. I'm a very, very strong A24 horror advocate. I love the movies. Every single one that I've watched, I have loved. A24 horror films have taken up a decent amount of room in my top 10 horror movies of all time. Like up there with James Wan and uh, the guys behind the 2009 Friday the 13th remake. Like that was one of the reasons why I went to the theaters to watch Undertone, was because me and my wife one day on the couch were like, well, let's give this movie a try. And it was Heretic. we're like, okay, made by A24, and we didn't really like pay attention to studios that made movies and stuff. We're like, okay, A24. Wow, that was a good movie. All right, let's find another movie to watch. Bring Her Back. Let's watch that. Watch started it. Another A24 film. That was really good. Huh. And then let's watch The Front Room, which we just watched like last week. Another A24 film. Hey, so far every A24 horror film that we have watched, we have really liked. I mean, damn near only good things to say. If I had to say anything, my only complaint about Heretic is probably the length of the movie. I wish it was longer. I really do. That's like the only complaint, and even then, I think that's just personal thing. Sorry, that was my alarm. It scared the piss out of me. But yeah, that's like the only complaint I have about the movie. Uh, Other than that, go give it a watch. I mean, it won't hurt. Now, unless if you are somebody that the only thing you like is Jason Statham movies, then yeah, you're not gonna like this movie. But again, A24 has like this flavor to it. Like each movie, you can like watch an A24 film without seeing the big A24 before it. And if you just watch the movie, you can kind of tell that it's that type of film. I don't know what it is, but they all have like this kind of feel to it. The way that the camera works, the way that the sound design is, stuff like that, tone, atmosphere. There's just that very specific A24 type thing to it. And I'm addicted to it. I love it. All right. Midsummer. Midsummer is not really a scary movie. I mean, it's still considered a horror movie, but it is not a scary movie either. That'll be the next one we cover. And I will try and talk about the director's cut, which has 27 added minutes from the theatrical release. But there's really not much added. Like, I think there was one kind of culty singing at nighttime where they try to. This is gonna be a spoiler. Where they like try to throw a kid into the river, and Danny stops them. But that was like that was just about it. Other than that, it was like some dialogue. But yeah, that'll be the next episode, which I plan on recording tomorrow. Hopefully, releasing tomorrow as well. And then the other episode that I will release is probably going to be. I'm trying to decide. It's either going to be Bring Her Back or The Front Room. Either one I'm going to enjoy talking about. Probably The Front Room. I really do like The Front Room. If you have not seen it, it's about this pregnant woman and her husband living in this pretty nice house. I really like the house. And the husband's dad passes away, and in the will, he gets everything. He gets all the money from the account, but the mother-in-law has to live with him. And there's a very, very, very like I don't know if it's Christian. I think it is, but she's a very, very religious Christian woman, and she is also part of the Sisters of the Confederate, and she's got a cousin that's Grand Wizard to the clan. You can see where I'm going. Okay, the wife, she's black. She's also like a I think she's also kind of like a theologist. I want to say she studies religion from like other countries, and she's got like idols and all this knowledge. And basically, mother-in-law moves in, and after she has the baby, she swaps out all the furniture. She takes down all the other stuff. Mother-in-law's on two canes. She's got arthritis. I'll make that joke again whenever we record that episode. But so yeah, like I said, A24 horror films, they're doing really good. At least for me, I have no complaints from all the ones I've seen. I didn't even know like some of the movies that I watched years ago were A24 horror films, but looking back, I'm like, it actually makes sense. The one I'm mainly thinking of is It Comes at Night, uh, which I know let a lot of people down. I still love the movie. It's probably going to be one that we do a review on later on. I know it's kind of weird to do reviews on older movies, but I'm mainly just trying to talk. I mean, if I can get some of this stuff out there where people will understand me more, then it might help us out or help me out. It'll help you out too by knowing what to expect. And I will do more bonus episodes where I will talk about what's kind of scheduled. So, yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. I don't have much more of anything to add. If you want to watch like mainly one-off movies, I think the X, Maxine, and Pearl is like the only trilogy. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.